there?
Give me back my Iron Man helmet.
Give me back my parking space.
You don't need a parking space. You don't have a car.
Get back here, you stupid bird.
The hell is going on?
There's a bird outside the window, and he won't go away. That is the hell that is going on.
Sheldon has always had a rather hate-hate relationship with birds due to a childhood of scarring experiences with them. He doesn't like them, and they appear to feel the same way. That is until Lovey-Dovey flies into his apartment and his heart.
1, 2, 3. Go! Shoot! Instant earthquake! Burn the apartment! Burn the apartment!
Although initially scared, Sheldon falls head over feathers for the bird and even starts planning their future together. Watching him go from frightened to enamored is entertaining enough on its own.
It's remarkable. All that time spent in fear. For what? He's magnificent.
But when Lovey-Dovey flies out the open window, Sheldon hilariously yells after it.
Get back here, you stupid bird, so I can love you!
We feel bad, but it's hard not to crack up watching the moment of desperation unfold. Well, you know what they say, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Number 9. The spanking. Spankings aren't generally a laughing matter, but some movies and shows can make anything funny.
Are you prepared to receive your punishment?
And the Big Bang Theory spanking storyline also made us keel over with laughter, partly because it seemingly came out of left field. Given how opposed to physical touching Sheldon typically is, the idea of him spanking someone would never have crossed our minds.
I want to put on some music.
Why?
I don't want to disturb the people next door while you discipline me.
So imagine our stupor when he brings it up as a way of punishing Amy for lying to him about still being sick. The shock of it, plus her awesome reaction, never gets old.
Get over my knee. Let's begin.
Oh my!
And neither does the moment itself, with Sheldon seeming somewhat oblivious to the reason for Amy's apparent pleasure.
Excuse me, you're not supposed to be enjoying this.
Then maybe you should spank me harder.
Maybe I will.
Number 8. Survival training. On The Big Bang Theory, lengthy speeches and monologues were usually Sheldon's domain.
Howie, what happened to you?
We did overnight survival training in the wilderness. Big fun, big fun.
But one of the best ones that consistently stands the test of time is actually Howard's story about his night of NASA survival training. It's filled with so many great tidbits, from the lack of food and water to his DIY bed.
Do you sleep in tents?
No, I slept in a hole I dug in the ground with my bare hands.
And it's all made even better by his disheveled appearance.
But I did it. I survived. I wasn't sure I was going to when the sandstorm hit. Just pulled my turtleneck up over my head and waited for death.
Will personally always love hearing him tell Bernadette about how he was spooned by an armadillo.
And at some point during the night, an armadillo crawled in and spooned me.
Absurdity aside, it also sets up a great callback towards the end when Bernadette surprises Howard in Houston, only to find his mother is there too.
Don't worry, once she falls asleep, I'll spoon you like an armadillo.
Number 7. Please pass the butter. In this season 7 episode, Sheldon becomes obsessed with trying to decide if he should get a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One.
And now, after 360, comes Xbox One. Why one? Maybe that's how many seconds of thought they put into naming it.
Can you get the butter, please?
While having dinner with Amy, he continues to talk about the gaming systems. But all she wants him to do is get her the butter.
Then get the other one. Pass the butter.
Hang on. I don't feel like you're taking this dilemma seriously.
When he questions her enthusiasm for his dilemma, she decides to give him her full and hysterically exaggerated attention.
Although the PS4 uses cool new GDDR5 RAM, while the Xbox One is still using the conventional DDR3 memory.
Why would they still be using DDR3? Are they nuts?
The build-up is great, as Amy plays along while Sheldon goes through his pros and cons. The way it culminates really takes the cake though, and will never not make us laugh out loud.
This is a nightmare. How will you ever make a decision?
See, I don't know. What should I do?
Please pass the butter!
Number 6. A naked Howard in Sheldon's spot.
Hi, Sheldon.
Sheldon's spot on the couch was a running gag on the show, and was the catalyst for many funny moments.
Penny, that's where I sit.
Sit next to me.
No, I sit there.
One that will never lose its punch was when Howard, wanting to get revenge on Sheldon for having taken his Iron Man helmet, sat in his spot.
Howard, what are you doing?
He wasn't using it. And I needed a nice, cool piece of leather to wiggle my naked ass on.
But he didn't just sit there. He did so while completely naked, using Sheldon's laptop to cover up his nether region.
Get off there!
Give me back my Iron Man helmet.
Give me back my parking space.
You don't need a parking space. You don't have a car.
But if you don't need an Iron Man helmet, you're not Iron Man!
What makes the bit even funnier is Leonard and Raj's reaction, especially when Howard points out what part of his body is touching Sheldon's computer.
I have to say, I thought you'd be more upset that your laptop is sitting on my junk.
I didn't pick up on that. That's a nice touch.
Number 5. Sheldon tries to teach Penny physics.
Now, what sort of foundation do you have? Did you take any science classes in school?
Sure, I did the one with the frogs.
When Penny witnesses Bernadette talking to Leonard about his work, she decides that she would like to better understand what he does. So she asks Sheldon to teach her a little physics.
A little physics? There's no such thing. Physics encompasses the entire universe, from quantum particles to supernovas, from spinning electrons to spinning galaxies.
Although reticent at first, the challenge appeals to him and he agrees to walk her through the subject's extensive 2,600-year history.
Physica means the science of natural things, and it is there in ancient Greece that our story begins.
Ancient Greece.
Hush, if you have questions, raise your hand.
It begins all the way back on a warm summer evening in ancient Greece. And he keeps returning to that same warm summer evening over and over again.
As I was saying, it's a warm summer evening in ancient Greece. Yes, Penny.
By the 4th time, it was definitely getting old for Penny, but not for us.
Can you just back up a little bit?
All right. It's a warm summer evening in ancient Greece.
Not that far back!
Number 4. Raj slows down the Earth. Most of us would do almost anything for our best friends.
Okay, thank you.
But would we slow down the rotation of the Earth? Well, Raj Kutrapali certainly would. In the adhesive duct deficiency, Leonard, Howard and Raj are in the desert, waiting to witness a meteor shower. However, when they accidentally get high on laced cookies, the evening takes a different, much funnier turn.
Stars are pretty, aren't they? Up above the world so high, like little diamonds in the sky.
And for Leonard, we mean that literally, as the Earth starts to spin quicker than he can handle. He asks Raj to slow it down for him, and the latter doesn't hesitate to do so.
I can feel the Earth moving. It's moving too fast. Raj, slow it down.
His face as he focuses all his energy on this enormous task is simply priceless. And he's successful, at least according to Leonard.
Okay, how's that? Better, thanks.
Number 3. Drunk Sheldon.
I can't do this. I'm going to faint.
Right here, drink this. It'll relax you.
Alcohol? I don't drink alcohol.
Fine, faint.
This season 3 episode is called The Pants Alternative. And what is the alternative to wearing pants? Yep, that's right, not wearing them. That's exactly what Sheldon ends up doing during his Chancellor's Award acceptance speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor, Dr. Sheldon Cooper.
Thanks, Shorty. I'll take it from here.
Due to his fear of public speaking, he decides to try drinking alcohol to calm his nerves.
There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen, and oxygen, and nitrogen, and rhenium.
And oh boy, does it ever work. He has no worries and plenty of wild jokes up on that stage. He also has no memory of what happened to his pants when he wakes up the next morning.
Question 1. Where are my pants?
Thankfully, it was all recorded and put on YouTube, so he'll never forget it again. It goes without saying, but neither will we.
Now for the astronomers in the audience, get ready to see the dark side of the moon. And here's Uranus.
Number 2. The Bazinga Bullpit. Frustrated with his inability to figure out a physics question, Sheldon tries various ways to engage his brain.
Maybe you need a fresh start.
You're right.
But his attempts to look at the problem differently lead to a pretty comical outcome. Indeed, Leonard is called to come pick up his sleep-deprived roommate in the middle of the night.
Hey, Shelley. What you doing?
Size ratio was all wrong. Couldn't visualize it. Needed bigger carbon atoms.
Sure.
But when he gets there, Sheldon refuses to leave the children's ball pit. The subsequent chase is an iconic Big Bang moment.
If you don't come out of there, I'm gonna have to drag you out.
You can try, but you'll never catch me.
Sheldon popping up repeatedly saying
Bazinga.
and diving back down into the balls always makes us laugh so hard we cry.
Bazinga. Bazinga. Bazinga.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Time travel. Watching them look around for their future selves always cracks us up.
If either of us ever invents time travel, we agree our first stop will be this meeting today in precisely 5 seconds. Okay.
Breaking Sheldon. You break it, you buy it.
Oh, now don't you start crying. You get in that spaceship. Mommy's late for Indian bingo.
Mrs. Cooper, hey, it's Penny. Yeah, I think I broke your son.
The portrait. Penny wishes it would disappear, but we sure don't.
I wanted to get you something you didn't have.
Wow. I don't know what to... Wow.
Do you like it?
Do I like it? Wow.
So, where are you gonna hang it?
Oh my God, hang it. Wow.
Leonard uses Sheldon's bongos against him. It's both called for and really funny.
Poor guy. Must have been exhausted. Sheldon like to sleep.
It was kind of uncalled for.
No, it was called for.
Emily or Cinnamon? Who could possibly keep a straight face for this one?
Who is he talking to, Emily or Cinnamon? I want you to know the bed feels so lonely when you're not in it.
Number 1, the gift baskets. You know that thing that happens when you absolutely love a song and then you play it over and over and over again until you almost don't even like it anymore?
To Sheldon, live long and prosper. Leonard Nimoy.
Well, that'll never happen with the gift basket joke from season 2 of The Big Bang Theory. Penny giving Sheldon the napkin with Leonard Nimoy's signature on it is one of the show's most popular scenes, and for good reason.
He came into the restaurant. Sorry, the napkin's dirty. He wiped his mouth with it.
I possess the DNA of Leonard Nimoy.
But Sheldon going back to his room and re-emerging, arms overflowing with gift baskets, is beyond perfect.
Sheldon, what did you do?
I know. It's not enough, is it?
Every time we see it, feels like the first, because it's just as hysterical now as it was all those years ago. The scene gets us almost as excited as Amy is when Sheldon gets her a tiara.
You look beautiful.
Of course I do! I'm a princess and this is my tiara!
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.